Both of you are ready. Can I start the timer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I don't know behind who had the notes. All right. Starting the timer, and here is the question. Few seconds left. Right. If you have read and understood, kindly begin your station.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm one of the exam candidates. My name is Dr. Ishfaq. I am calling to speak to Dr. Peter to check on a patient, to advise on a patient who wants to go home against medical advice. Could I check that I'm speaking to Mr. Peter?
Yes, I'm Mr. Peter speaking. Could you please summarize your case?
Yes, sir. Actually, we have a patient, 78-year-old female, who has been underwent mastectomy axillary recurrence 2 days back for breast carcinoma. And today on examination, we found that she has an axillary swelling and a drain as well, which is she's having 90 ml of fresh blood. Patient has a background history of COPD and left ventricular failure as well. Patient was also experiencing some shortness of breath as well. Now, actually, what's the problem is that her daughter wants to take her home, and one more problem is that their home is 60 miles from the hospital.
Good.
Unfortunately, I tried 20 minutes unsuccessfully to pursue her daughter that we shouldn't be discharging this patient, but they are insisting and they want to take the patient home. She wants to take the patient home. So I wanted to update you, sir, regarding this.
Okay. So do you think that her daughter, do you think that the discharge, she wants to take a discharge that the patient has made it herself, or do you think that she's been bullied by her daughter into making this decision?
Yes, actually, her daughter has convinced. I think her daughter has convinced her mother to go for the home, because previously her mother was of the opinion that she will be staying with us until she will be perfectly fine, and she was convinced that she will be going home of her own home. But now, after her daughter has convinced her, now she's like she wants to go now home. I think her daughter has definitely convinced her.
Okay, so is the patient is sufficiently alert enough to make her own decision?
Yes, sir. I have checked that. I have checked the competency of the patient. She is well competent to make her informed decision. Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you checked the patient by yourself?
Yes, sir. I have checked the patient myself, but unfortunately, I couldn't convince her, pursued her to stay. I couldn't.
All right.
Okay.
So, doctor, what do you think the patient could have developed?
In view of the examination findings, we have revealed that patient is having axillary swelling and there is some fresh blood as well. There are two possibilities, like patient could be having reactionary hemorrhage at the wound site, and there is also the possibility of deep venous thrombosis and pulmonary embolism, as the patient is complaining of shortness of breath. There could be another possibility of acute exacerbation of the COPD, as patient has a background history of COPD.
Okay, so now, how would you manage these complications that you think might the patient have developed?
Okay, considering about the hemorrhage, I will be checking the full blood count again, I will be ordering the full blood count to check if there is a decrease in the hemoglobin level. And there is a possibility that we may need to evacuate the hematoma as well. And as there is also the possibility of DVT and pulmonary embolism, I'll be arranging a CTPA in this patient and to take scan to rule out the deep venous thrombosis or the possibility of the pulmonary embolism. I'll be managing these things as soon as I'll be off the phone, sir.
Okay. So what do you think, what will be our next plan of action if the patient is insisting on taking a discharge?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, in that case, I have to explain the whole scenario to the patient and his daughter that there could be some possible complications due to this premature discharge, and especially in this case, as the home is 60 miles away from the home, 60 miles away from the hospital. And I have to inform that they have to sign a legal document in which it will be written that they are going against the medical advice and they will be responsible for all the complications if anyone arises. And at the same time, I'll be explaining all the signs and symptoms of any complication that they should be aware of, and they should be alert if there is any wound discharge. Patient is going more unwell, patient is having acute shortness of breath is increasing. In that case, I will advise them they should be immediately visit some nearby hospital, or they can come back to us if that's possible for them.
Good.
Okay. And what about the drain? What will you do about the drain, doctor, before discharge?
Sir, I would like to keep the drain in situ. I don't want to remove that.
All right. What is your plan of management for the drain later on?
Once patient will be with us in the follow-up period, and according to the drainage of the wound, how much is the drainage, we can decide whether we can remove it or not. But as the patient is going home, I will be contacting his GP to visit her home to pay the home visitors, and I will be writing a letter to her GP mentioning the details of the patient and details of the operation details and all the complications about everything. I would write about the patient in a letter, summarized letter to her GP.
All right. Okay. All right then, doctor. Thank you so much.
Did you mention
Thank you, sir. I would like to summarize.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. We have discussed about a patient, 78-year-old female who has a background history of COPD and LVF. She has undergone mastectomy 2 days ago. Now she is having axillary swelling, and she's complaining of shortness of breath as well. We're suspecting she might be having restriction hemorrhage and or pulmonary embolism. She is insisting to go home against medical advice. I have convinced her. I have tried my best to make her stay at the hospital, but unfortunately I couldn't make that. So they are leaving against medical advice, and I have discussed the possible complication. I have made them this signed legal document they have to sign before leaving the hospital, and I have warned them about the possible danger signs. And in that case, they can come back to us. Is there anything else, sir, I should do at the moment?
Okay, could you tell me if you're going to write a letter to the GP, what are you going to mention in it?
In the letter, I will be mentioning the details of the patient, the details of the operation note, the date, and the relevant investigations we have done, the present scenario of the patient, and the follow-up plans of the patient. And I will also mention about the discharge against medical advice and any other relevant thing which is a concern to the GP.
Drain.
And
removal of drain.
Yes, and drain removal about.
Yes.
Okay.
Instruction about drain removal. Yes. Good.
All right. Thank you, doctor.
Good. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was within time. And one thing, it was superb. It was excellent. Now you people are really like geared up. I'm happy.
Inshallah,
and yesterday, I was like talking about his energy level. Today he has impressed me. I won't complain.
Yes.
Dr. Ishfaq, I'm really happy. Okay.
Thank
yes,
you,
he's pumped up today. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Okay,
Yes,
he is
thank
talking about refractory hemorrhage.
Ma'am, I had a question like,
Yes.
should we advise the GP, should we request the GP for the drain removal, or should a surgeon should remove it?
But they do. Patient, okay, doctor wants mother to go home, but doctor is working. She's the teacher or something. If you read the notes, she won't be at home. Mother would be alone, so you would have to ask for the arrangement of the social worker as well, or they have a nurse or who goes there, visits the patient, and if she feels the need, then okay, she'll take the patient to the GP, and GP can take the drain out. If it's, yeah, if she cannot come to the hospital, and like coming to the hospital for small thing is not required, if
Okay.
it's not needed.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes. Anyone else want to give feedback? It was very good. I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
It was
How
good,
you felt,
Dr.
Dr.
Ishwar.
Ulfat? It was good, right? He's
Yeah,
improving.
yes, ma'am.
He's
Today, yes,
level
he's
high. Yes.
improving. He's giving his answers to the point, which is good. He's
In the
not wasting
beginning
any
as well,
time.
he didn't take too much time
Yes,
to
yes,
introduce himself and jumping to the topic.
yes,
So
ma'am.
yes, very good. Yes,
He's following your advice, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He's
he
done
is
good. Good one, Dr.
100%.
Ishwar.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ulfat. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr.
Inshallah.
Ulfat.
All the
Yes.
best. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, GP can remove the drain. Yes, please. Yes. Dr. Suman is also saying the same thing. You can read here.